Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Knitting and Anxiety podcast. My name is Allison Barnes. I am the indie dyer behind Allison Barnes Yarn, and I live in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada with my husband, my son, and my three cats, Wicket, Cricket, and Kennedy. Hello and welcome to today's episode. It's been a long time since I've been on here, but I've been very busy with markets and the like, and now that it's June, things are calming down and things are starting to slow for summertime, and I have time to podcast today. But that being said, I have a lot to share with you today. I'm gonna grab my notes because I forgot them over there. As well as my water. So if you are new to the podcast, welcome. Thanks for checking it out. This podcast is about knitting and crochet and spinning and also hand-dyed yarn because that is my full-time job. I am an indie dyer and I work while my son is in school. So that is why summertime generally slows down, because he is at home with me and we do try to do a lot of activities outside during the summer, including camping. So since I have so much to share with you today, let's get started with some finished objects. And the first one I want to show you was not even a work in progress on my last episode, because I started and finished this sweater, the Tegna, for my mom. And I knitted I think it's a size large, and it's a pattern by Boyland Knitworks, and I used just less than 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn for this. The yarn that I used is by Knitly Road. It is their KR Luxe sock base, which is baby alpaca, silk, and linen, and it is a beautiful yarn to work with. It has a little bit of a halo from the alpaca, and the linen just it softened up as I worked with it, and it is so lovely to wear. It has an intended ease of I think 10 inches, and it really just is so flattering on the body when you wear it with the intended ease. It just floats along your midsection, and it just kind of hides everything that you don't want to show off. I will insert some pictures because I realize that you can't see the full sweater. Actually, I'll take it off the mannequin and just hold up the lace for you. So here is the bottom lace portion of the Tegna. It was probably the most fun I've had knitting in a long time. I am currently obsessed with lace, and this pattern was so much fun to knit. This color is called Olive, I believe, from Knitly Road, and it is so nice and loose and drapey. I did alternate skeins when I was knitting in the round, just to make sure that I didn't have any lines of demarcation, since this is a hand-dyed yarn. I used a 3.75 millimeter needle for the majority of the sweater. I did do a gauge swatch on a 3.5 millimeter needle, and when I blocked it, I had to block it quite aggressively to get gauge, and I didn't enjoy doing that. I wanted to knit it and not have to block it aggressively to get the finished size. So I went up a half a needle size, and I love the fabric that it created. It's lovely and drapey. I did make a modification on the pattern. The neckline, I did a 1x1 rib instead of the rolled hem, which is called for in the pattern. So I used less than 3 skeins. I have this much left, so maybe 50 grams. I haven't weighed it yet, but it is a very affordable pattern to knit if you're not using indie dyed. Like, I use some really nice expensive indie dyed yarn, but for only knitting less than 3 skeins, it's a lot better than knitting a full sweater. And this, again, it is quite a large, I think it's a 48 inches around. I think that's the size that I knit. Let me see, is there anything else? No, that was it for the Tegna, but I really want to knit one for myself now. My mom is very lucky. She gets to have this one because I would keep it for myself if I could. It's just maybe a touch too big on me. I would maybe do, I don't know if I would do the one size smaller or if I would maybe just go down a needle size when I'm knitting it to get a slightly smaller fit on me. My bust is only maybe 2 inches smaller than my mom's, so it's not a huge difference. But yeah, so that was my Tegna. The next finished object, I did write notes because I didn't want to forget anything, though I probably will. Anyway, my next finished object is the Tread Hat. It is a pattern by Shannon Cook. And it is finished and blocked. And I used the yarn by Julie Asselin in her Nurtured base. And the colorway is Poems 2. And it comes, as you see, it comes with 56 grams of yarn, which I think is 100, either 100 meters or 100 yards. And I have just this little bit left over. When you get the yarn in the skein, it does feel a little bit more rustic. It is a non-superwash merino. And this yarn is created a little differently than other indie dyed yarns. They actually dye the roving or fiber first, and then it gets spun at a mill. But the difference between this and this washed and blocked hat is so different. It is so much softer after washing and blocking. The yarn plumps right up. I thought that it was going to be a little bit too big when I was knitting it using the recommended needle sizes, but the fibers seem to plump up and fill in all the holes, and I'm just going to put it on so you can see. It has just a little bit of slouch, and I'll probably add a pom-pom. I'm thinking that I'll keep it for myself, but of course I'm just going to put it away because it's June, and I hopefully won't need to wear this until October. So I'm thinking of a pom-pom, either something kind of whitish or beigeish or like a natural brown color, but I'm not really sure. I don't remember if I have any pom-poms left or not. But this knit was really fun. It was engaging and it went by so quickly. I still have an end. The ends are woven in, I just haven't trimmed them yet. And yeah, very addicting. I would totally knit this again. I'm actually thinking that this yarn, Julie Asselin Nurtured, is definitely worth buying because this was given to me in a fiber share package, I believe. And it's a beautiful, beautiful yarn. So soft and squishy. Very, very squishy. So it'll be nice and warm. Anything else? No, I think that is it. So again, it's the Tread Hat by Shannon Cook. It's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It has 3 sizes. I knit the medium size. Okay, and I have one more finished object. And it has fallen down somewhere. Where is it? Oh, it hasn't fallen down. It's behind the camera. So this is the Whirligig Hat. It's unblocked. I just finished it last night, and I didn't want to try blocking it before filming this episode because then it would be wet. But this Whirligig Hat is a pattern by Naomi Grace Designs, and it is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. And there's also an ebook with matching wristlets, like a fingerless mitt type thing. And this pattern is so pretty. This yarn is my own hand-dyed yarn in a discontinued color. but it is my classic worsted base. And this was left over from my flax sweater, which I knit a couple years ago. And so I've been hanging on to the leftover yarn to knit this hat for a good couple of years. So I finally did that. And I used approximately 85 grams of worsted weight yarn to knit this hat. I'll put it on for you. Even though it's not blocked, it is a little bit slouchy. So I would maybe do the brim shorter next time. Or I suppose I could fold up the brim to make it more of a beanie style, but we'll see. It's probably gonna grow a little bit when I block it, but I really, really love the patterning of this lace. It's a faux cable. It's not a real cable. It's just made with increases and decreases and yarn overs and that kind of thing. And it is super, super pretty. So I'm gonna block that, and then I'll probably put that away until the fall. So again, that's the Whirligig Hat by Naomi Grace Designs. Okay, so now I'm gonna have a drink of water, and then I'm gonna show you my work in progress. My work in progress is socks, and it's in my Andrea's Handspuns bag, and I have a cute little pin here that says one more row that I got from my bestie Ashley. And I am knitting socks with this. It is a Perfect sock yarn by Regia, I believe, and it is called Perfect because it lets you create two identical pairs of socks. So it is a self-striping yarn. This yellow yarn marks the beginning and ending of the stripe sequence, and it comes with a pattern for you to follow. So this is the top of the sock. This is the cuff. And it is a very, very pretty yarn, and I'm using some new needles to knit this with. Normally I knit on 9-inch circulars, but I was contacted by Necco, which is a knitting needle company in Germany, to test out their new Necco Knit Flex Strickspiel curved double pointed needles. And I said, yes, I would love to test them out. And I've used regular double pointed needles in the past, and I disliked using them. I found that my stitches slid off the needles too easily, and I dropped a lot of stitches. I also found that I got a lot of laddering where the needles joined. So far, I love using these. There are only 3 needles. So there's the needle that you knit with, and then 2 needles for the front and back of the sock. I have absolutely no laddering on this sock. I have not dropped a single stitch. As you can see, they are long enough that your stitches won't slide off accidentally while you're knitting the other needle. So these are bamboo with this flexible inner piece, and there's virtually no bump where the join is. It's very smooth. The bamboo is very smooth, and the stitches slide very easily on it. And unlike the 9 or 8-inch circulars that I usually use, there is a lot more to hang on to for your hand. So it does feel more comfortable in the hand. And although when I was starting using them, it took a little bit getting used to because I wasn't used to all these ends poking out. So that is one thing that it took a little bit getting used to, but now I am used to using these needles. I find it as fast as doing magic loop, maybe a little bit faster than magic loop. And But actually, I do end up getting a little bit of lathering when I use Magic Loop. These have been wonderful to knit with. I'm using the 2mm size. I believe they come in 3 sizes, 2mm, 2.5, and 3mm sizes. And I'll show you their packaging. So this is the package that they come in. And if you are interested in ordering some, you can email them at neckoknit@gmail.com. They are based in Germany, and they are taking orders by email. So neckoknit.com. Sorry, my arms are a little bit shaky because I'm feeling a little bit hungry, and I'm a little bit under the weather too. So yes, so really great product. I definitely recommend trying that if you have a bit of a hate on for traditional DPNs. You will love these Necco Knit Flex Strixspiel curved double pointed needles. So I think that's all I have to say about that. The next thing I'm going to share with you are some collaborations I've been doing lately. The first collaboration is a shawl pattern by Cozy Up Knits. Let me show you. I have recently introduced these 4 skein mini sets where each skein is 50 grams. And they've been a really big hit. And the Cozy Up girls, well, Sarah specifically, wrote a pattern using one of these sets, and they have named it Besties for Life, or the Bfl Shawl. Now I'm just going to grab the sample because, of course, I forgot that as well. So this is the Bfl Shawl. Let me see if I can figure out right side and wrong side. Here we go. It is quite big. It is basically the equivalent of 2 skeins of yarn shawl, and it is an asymmetrical triangle with garter and lace. And the lace is very interesting. I love lace. So that was one of the requirements that I had in this shawl collaboration, was to have some interesting lace. And this is the green and gold set. A little bit hard to show because it is so big. But this green and gold set is my shop sample, and Sarah also knit herself a purple version. So you can actually see that on their Instagram page and on Ravelry, because the pattern is available there. Let's see. So there are 6 colors of yarn sets altogether. I think I only have 2 or 3 colors in stock at the moment, but my yarn order just arrived today, so I will be dyeing up all of the colors, so they'll all be available in the shop soon, probably late next week. And stay tuned, because I heard a little birdie told me that we might be doing a knit along, so keep that in mind. The other collaboration that I have done recently is with Emma Kieran of Colorfully Handmade, and she has designed a pair of colorwork socks called Not Your Typical Cat Lady socks. I think that's what it's called. And they are a beautiful leopard print, and they use 2 colors of my hand-dyed yarn. And one of those colors is I Feel Fine, and the other is called Fistful of Pennies. So together they make the most beautiful leopard print socks, and that pattern is available on Ravelry. And I will be making up yarn sets with 50 grams of each color, and those will be in the shop late next week as well. Okay, I think that's it for knitting. The rest of the episode is going to be about acquisitions, I think. And so I'm going to film it in a different style than just sitting here and talking to you. But there's one thing that I wanted to share first, and where's the business card? Oh, I lost it. I'll have to find it later and show it with the thing that I was going to show you. So let's go to the next segment of acquisitions. So I almost forgot to share something with you guys. Some of you know that I offer a monthly yarn club. It is a mystery yarn club. And this year I've been using inspiration photos based on birds. And I wanted to show you the last 2 months of yarn club and what they're called. And hope that you guys like what you see and maybe you want to sign up for the next month. So this is the April yarn of the month, and it is called Warbler. And I get all my inspiration photos from people's Instagram accounts. I get permission to use them. Sometimes people send me photos, so if you have any awesome bird photos that you want to send to me, that would be wonderful. And then this one is last month's yarn club, called Roseate Spoonbill, which is a very almost flamingo-ish looking bird. And this is a very, very pretty yarn. So for the month of June, I have been looking for a photo of a ruby-throated hummingbird to use for my inspiration photo. So if you have a photo of a ruby-throated hummingbird, please send it my way. My email address is allisonbarnescollection. No, it's not. allisonbarnescollection@gmail.com. And you can sign up for the June Yarn of the Month Club or the Fiber Fix subscription up until the 7th, which is tomorrow. So get your orders in now and it will ship about mid-month or so. So the last thing I want to show you today before we get into my acquisitions is an order that I just received from Knitting I Love, who is Barbara, who lives in Ireland, and her order came in the mail right before I started podcasting, so I thought I would open this up on the air with you guys. So this is the Flowerpower Pouch. Look how cute that is. It's made from polyester felt. It's engraved. On the back is a measuring gauge. Oh, cats in boxes again. And you put your needles, like your circular needles, in through this hole, and then you can secure the cable with this snap. I've seen her do it online, so I'm gonna give that a try. There's her logo, Knitting I Love. And then in here is some, oh, here's my tags that I ordered. These are also made with the felt. So I ordered this really cute sheep tag. Got that in brown and gray. And then I also got some fold over tags that say the year and a heart, and so I can sew those into my garments or hats for the year that I made them, which is this year. So you can see when you fold it over, you get a heart on one side, and then you get the year on the other side. And I've got those also in this pink color and this gray color. She also included some tea. So we've got this Greenfield Sicilian citrus tea. Some kind of, I'm not sure because I can't read the language, tea. And Edinburgh Tea and Coffee Company Thistle tea. And then there was a little thank you package. So let's see what's inside there. Oh, wow. Oh, cool. She included a keychain. This says socks. And I've seen her hang these from the zippers of her project bag so she knows what's inside of them. That is so cool. There is also a handmade little patch that you can sew on. You can see the little holes throughout. I think you can, so yeah, you can easily stitch that onto something that you've made. What else is in here? She's included, oh wow, so there's a pink one, an orange one, and then these say, I've got some that say 2018 and 2019, and there's this little cactus. Look how cute that is. And then I think this one is a kitty. Look, these are cute little things you can sew onto your knits. And then I got some fold over tags for 2018 completed items, which is awesome because I do have some items completed in 2018 that could use tags. And then a little stitch marker. That is awesome. What a nice surprise. Thank you, Barbara. That was lovely, and thank you very much. So let's move on to stash acquisitions, and I've got a little video coming up for you for that. Okay, hi everybody. I am filming my acquisitions a little bit differently today because I didn't feel like sitting in front of the camera and showing you things. This is a little bit more my style. So I'm going to start chronologically. Back in April, I think. Sorry for the noise, my cats are playing with a box. Back in April, Comfy Cozy Knits and the Kitchen Sink Shop had a collaboration for a yarn and project bag combo, and I was lucky enough to snag a set. So this is the bag from Kitchen Sink Shop. It has fairies and forest animals on it, and it is a drawstring bag inside, and there is a pocket inside, I believe. I could be wrong. I think I'm wrong. It is interfaced, and it is just beautiful. And then this skein of yarn is glorious. Ashley was knitting this up at knit night the other night, and it is so pretty. I'm not sure what I want to make. I'm thinking maybe a grotine shawl, but I don't know. I'm thinking also maybe a ripple crop top or a ripple bralette. So that's that. And then late April, I went to, I participated in a market up in Dawson Creek, British Columbia, called the Peace Fiber Fest. It was their first year, and I got to meet some new to me dyers, and I picked up this, what did she call it? I think it was called like the Arctic Rainbow or something like that. This dyer is called Knit Free or Die, and she's from the Northwest Territories. So her Arctic Rainbow has the colors Wildfire, Midnight Sun, Road Trip, Jackfish, Great Slave Wave, Magpie, and these are our night lights. So you can see how pretty those are. And I'm thinking that it would be really fun to knit these up in order in a top of some sort. Oh, and it comes with this real sealskin, part of a sealskin pelt, stitch marker or progress keeper. Because yeah, they're from the Northwest Territories, so that was cool. I also picked up 2 skeins of her Staycation colorway on her Toasty Toes base. 2 skeins so that I can maybe do some sort of a summer top out of them, because why not? So pretty. This is blowing out. It is like super neon pink. And the other dyer that was new to me was That Yarn Habit, who is based in Grand Prairie. And this is called Layton's Teddy Bear, and it was a fundraiser color for the Ronald McDonald House. So it comes with this little brown mini and this really pretty minty green and chocolate speckled colorway. So then in late May was the Edmonton Fiber Frolic, and I picked up a bunch of spinning fiber. So the Sheepish Spinner, I believe, traveled all the way from Manitoba, and I wanted some spinning fiber that I've never spun before. This one, oh, and also she dyes it's all natural dyeing. This one is Scotch Mule fiber. This one is Thin, and this one is Corriedale, which I have never spun any of these yet. And then the other spinning fiber I got from Ilex Everyday, and this one is British Jacob. Now all of these are more rustic feeling, and they are non-superwash, which is my preference for spinning fiber anyway. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then this was the thing that I lost the business card for. This is a Nostapin. I think that's how you say it, Nostapin. And you use these to wind your yarn hanks into center pull balls if you don't have a ball winder. And this is from Weaselworks. And Gary gave this to me to test out for him. And this is a slightly smaller tapered end because I plan on winding my mini skeins for my scrappy crochet blanket. And I do like to hand wind those instead of doing it on the ball winder, because there isn't enough yarn to really make a decent ball. So I'm going to be testing that out. And then for my birthday, which is just passed, I got this beautiful yarn bowl, also from Weaselworks. It is so pretty. Yeah, so I just had my birthday. I just turned 40. Big birthday, super happy. And it was, yeah, we had a good day. Okay, so then also at the Edmonton Fiber Frolic, I picked up a whole bunch of self-striping yarn. Well, 3 skeins of self-striping yarn. So Dye For You, they came from Manitoba, and I picked up 2 skeins of her yarn. This one is called Unicorn Poop, and this one is called Rainbow Infusion. And then I got this mini skein that kind of works for both of them, so I can put in a contrast heel. And then I got this awesome self-striping skein from Sea Turtle Fiber Arts, and this is on their Snapper MCN sock, and I loved the name of this colorway, Be Awesome, and that's why I got it. So this skein of yarn I just picked up the other day from Comfy Cozy Knits. It is a one-off skein, one of her wild ones, but I love the color of it so much, and I don't have a lot of this color in my stash. I have mainly pinks and purples. So this kind of tealy blue color was just calling to me. And lastly, I have this amazing project bag. a Birdhouse Project Bag from Fiber Rachel. And you can open this up, and you can open up the top, and I have stuff in there, but she makes these project bags that look like birdhouses. She makes some that look like bats, like with wings. It comes with a place to like attach your keys or your scissors. There's a pocket inside. It is big enough to hold, I would think, a sweater's quantity of yarn, and I got to pick out my fabrics for this. She did this as a custom order. I was so excited to order this from her, and I've never seen anything like it before. And you know I love birds. And you know what? Because I picked this really super soft, furry fabric on the outside. If you stuff it full of yarn, you could even use this as a pillow. At least that's what I'm saying. So that's it for my haul, guys. Again, this was like 2 months worth and 2 fiber festivals worth of stuff. Oh, and a birthday too. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Well, this month's episode. Maybe I'll get to it again in a shorter amount of time, and maybe not. It is summertime after all. But bye from me and the cats, and we'll see you soon.